Hello friends, today we are going to study what is simple interest, meaning and definition of simple interest, and how to calculate simple interest. For more videos on business mathematics and statistics and simple concept in mathematics and statistics, subscribe this channel. Also press on the bell icon for notifications. So student, let us start. What is interest? So interest is the charge paid by the borrower to the lender for the use of money. This is the simple meaning of interest. इंटरेस्ट म्हणजेच आपण जी काही रक्कम बँकेकडून कर्जाऊ घेतो ती रक्कम आपण वापरतो आणि त्याचा वापर केल्यामुळे आपण त्याचा काहीतरी मोबदला बँकेला द्यावा लागतो, म्हणून असा जो काही मोबदला आहे तर त्या मोबदल्यालाच इंटरेस्ट असं म्हणतात. When we deposit some amounts in a bank, so bank can use this amount, use this sum, and they will give us some charge which is called as interest. So interest depends upon, depends upon three factors. The first one is the sum borrowed. When we borrow some amount from the bank or finance agency or finance company, so what is the sum? म्हणजेच आपण किती रक्कम बँकेकडून कर्जाऊ घेतो त्याच्यावरती हे व्याज अवलंबून असतं. जेवढी जास्त रक्कम आपण कर्जाऊ घेणार तेवढं जास्त व्याज आपल्याला येणार. हाऊ मच सम वी बॉरोड, सो द इंटरेस्ट इज डिपेंड्स अपॉन दॅट. देन सेकंड फॅक्टर इज period for which is borrowed. For how much period we borrow this money from the bank, we take loan from the bank. So if we take loan from the bank for 5 years, if we take a loan from the bank for 10 years, so the interest is depends upon the period. Then third one is the rate. It means rate of interest. For that, for example, some banks are charged 10% per annum, some banks are charged 8% per annum. So the interest is depends upon the rate of interest. So these are the three factors on which interest is depends upon. Then there are some important concepts which are related to the interest or simple interest. So the first one is principal. What is the principal? The sum borrowed is called as the principal. It means if we take a loan, so how much sum we borrowed, so this is called principal. Principal म्हणजे मुद्दल. आपण बँकेकडून किती कर्ज घेतोय किंवा आपण एखाद्या बँकेमध्ये किती रक्कम डिपॉझिट ठेवतोय तर त्याला प्रिन्सिपल असं म्हटलं जातं. देन सेकंड वन इज द rate of interest. The rate at which sum is borrowed. Rate of interest म्हणजे व्याजाचा दर. किती व्याजदराने आपण बँकेकडून कर्ज घेतलेला आहे किंवा किती व्याजदराने आपण बँकेकडे डिपॉझिट ठेवलेला आहे तर त्याला आपण रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट म्हणतो. टर्म or period. So this is the time or period for which it is borrowed or the sum is borrowed. किती कालावधीसाठी आपण कर्ज घेतलेला आहे किंवा किती कालावधीसाठी आपण बँकेमध्ये डिपॉझिट ठेवलेला आहे तर त्याला टर्म किंवा पिरियड म्हणतात. नाउ अमाउंट, द टोटल सम रिटर्न बाय द बॉरोवर. इट मीन्स व्हेन वी टेक अ लोन फ्रॉम द बँक वी हॅव टू रिपे प्रिन्सिपल as well as the interest on it, so which is called as amount. So principal plus interest is called as amount. We can say that amount is equal to principal plus interest. So amount is principal together with interest. So this can be calculated by using p plus I, or we will calculate it directly by the using formula. So these are the important concepts which are used in future to solve the example. Then there are two types of interest. The first one is the simple interest and second one is the compound interest. For compound interest, you will see the video on compound interest. Link is given in the description box. So firstly we will see simple interest. So what is simple interest? You can comment your answer in the chat box. Okay. What is the meaning of simple interest? So the interest calculated on the original principal for the entire period is called as the simple interest. Suppose I am taking a loan for 5 years. So the interest is calculated for the 5 years on the entire principal. म्हणजेच जी काही एकूण मुद्दल असेल तर त्या मुद्दलावरती एकूण कालावधीसाठी सिंपल इंटरेस्ट जो आहे तर तो कॅल्क्युलेट केला जातो. So this is the simple meaning of simple interest. Then how to calculate simple interest? So there is a simple formula. Simple interest is equal to PRN divided by 100. It means P multiplied by R multiplied by N divided by 100, where P is the principal, म्हणजेच P म्हणजेच मुद्दल, R be the rate of interest per capita per annum. R is the rate of interest म्हणजे व्याजाचा दर, per capita per annum it means for per capita it means for 100 rupees, per annum it means for a year. So the rate of interest is given per capita per annum. For example, rate of interest is 10%. It means 10% per annum. So 10% it means 10 rupees 10 for 100 and rupees 10 for whole year. So this rate of interest is given in the form of per capita per annum. Also we can say that percentage per annum. Then N number of years. So for what time period we are taking a loan, so the period is given in the form of year. So N is the period in the form of year. So number of years. So P is the principal, R is the rate of interest and N is the number of years. And the formula for simple interest, P multiplied by R multiplied by N divided by 100. By using this formula, we calculate simple interest on a given sum for a particular period of time at the particular rate of interest. So in a simple interest, how to calculate amount? So we have seen formula for simple interest, but we can directly calculate amount by using the formula in simple interest. So amount in simple interest. So what is amount? Amount is equal to P plus I. P plus I, it means principal plus interest. So sum borrowed plus the interest which is charged on it for a particular time period. So we know that formula for interest. So P plus formula for interest, P plus PRN divided by 100. So we can take P common from this formula. So the formula will be, formula for amount is equal to P into bracket 1 plus R multiplied by N divided by 100 bracket complete. We can read it as amount is equal to P into bracket 1 plus R into N divided by 100. So we can use this formula to calculate the amount directly, where again the P is the principal, R is the rate of interest per capita per annum, and N is the number of years. So by using this formula we can calculate amount in simple interest. सरळ व्याज या पद्धतीमध्ये आपण सरळ व्याज कॅल्क्युलेट करू शकतो PRN डिवाइडेड बाय 100 या फॉर्म्युल्याने, आणि आपण सरळ व्याजामध्ये एकूण रक्कम म्हणजेच अमाउंट कॅल्क्युलेट करू शकतो डायरेक्ट हा फॉर्म्युला वापरून P इंटू ब्रॅकेट 1 प्लस R मल्टिप्लाइड बाय N डिवाइडेड बाय 100. आपल्याला जर एक्झाम्पलमध्ये फाइंड द सिंपल इंटरेस्ट असं विचारलेलं असेल तर डायरेक्ट सिंपल इंटरेस्ट कॅल्क्युलेट करायचा. फाइंड द अमाऊंट ऑन रुपीज डॅश 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 असं जर विचारलेलं असेल तर तुम्ही डायरेक्टली अमाऊंटचा फॉर्म्युला वापरून अमाऊंट कॅल्क्युलेट करू शकता. नाउ we can take a very simple example for practice on it. So before going to solve any example, read the example carefully, write down what is given in the example and what is we have to calculate. So we can take a very simple example. What will be the interest on rupees 12,000 for 2 years at 10% per annum? So this is the first question. And what is the second question? How much amount will the borrower repay in all? So read the question carefully. Write down the given in the example. So what is given in this example? So the principal is given, which is 12,000. Then terms in years, n is equal to 2 years. So number of years, 2 years. Then rate of interest is also given, 10% per annum. And what we have to calculate here, what is the question? What will be the interest? It means here we have to calculate the simple interest. And the second question is, how much amount will the borrower repay in all? It means how much amount has to repay. It means total amount. It means principal plus interest. म्हणजे त्या व्यक्तीला एकूण किती रक्कम परत करावी लागेल, म्हणजेच मुद्दल आणि त्याचं व्याज, म्हणजेच त्याला आपण काय म्हणतो अमाउंट, प्रिन्सिपल प्लस इंटरेस्ट. म्हणजेच आपल्याला इथे दोन प्रश्न विचारलेले आहेत. म्हणजे आपल्याला सुरुवातीला सिंपल इंटरेस्ट कॅल्क्युलेट करायचं आहे आणि त्यानंतर अमाउंट कॅल्क्युलेट करायची. सो द सोल्युशन ऑफ दिस एक्झाम्पल. So firstly we have to calculate simple interest. So formula for simple interest is equal to PRN divided by 100. We can use this formula, put these values in the formula. So P, R and N. So simple interest is equal to P 12,000, R 10, N 2 divided by 100. You can use calculator to calculate this. So 0 get cancelled. So 120 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 2. So simple interest is equal to rupees 2,400. So this is the simple interest. Now what is the second question? How much amount will the borrower repay in all? It means here we have to calculate amount, and amount is equal to P plus simple interest. It means principal plus interest. What is the principal? Principal is 12,000 and interest is 2,400. It means 12,000 plus 2,400. So it will be 14,400. So borrower has to repay rupees 14,400 to the bank. So in this way we can solve the examples. Also, if there is a question, what will be the amount on rupees 12,000 for 2 years at 10% per annum? So in this type of question we have to calculate the amount by using the formula amount in simple interest. आपण आता पाहूया की सिंपल इंटरेस्ट मध्ये डायरेक्टली अमाउंट कशी कॅल्क्युलेट करायची. बाय युजिंग फॉर्म्युला फॉर अमाउंट वी कॅन कॅल्क्युलेट द अमाउंट. व्हॉट इज द फॉर्म्युला फॉर अमाउंट? P into bracket 1 plus R multiplied by N divided by 100. So by using this formula we can calculate directly amount. So we will calculate here amount and we can cross check by the previous answer. So put the value. Amount is equal to P is 12,000, 1 plus 10 into 2 divided by 100. Then firstly solve this bracket. You can solve this bracket into two ways. 10 into 2, 20, 20 divided by 100. You can calculate in this way, 20 divided by 100, 0.20 plus 1. Or you can cross multiply it. So firstly multiply 10 multiplied by 2, so 20 divided by 100. You can cross multiply by it like this. It means 120 divided by 100. So amount is equal to 12,000 into bracket 120 divided by 100. So 12,000 multiplied by 1.20. So it will be, so the amount is equal to 14,400, which is exactly equal to the previous answer. So borrower has to repay rupees 14,400 in all. So we can calculate directly amount by using this formula in this way. Okay, now there are some example for practice. I will give you example. You can solve this example and comment your answer in the chat box. So example for homework or practice. The first example is, what will be the interest on rupees 10,000 for 3 years at 12% per annum? This is the first question. How much amount will the borrower repay in all? So here in this example you have to calculate the simple interest first and then amount. So pause this video for a minute, solve this example and comment your answer in the chat box. Now the second example. Calculate simple interest on rupees 5,000 for 2 years at 8% per annum. So in this example you have to calculate only simple interest. There is no need to calculate amount for this example. Pause this video for a minute, calculate your answer and comment in the chat box. Now the third example. Find the simple interest and amount on rupees 5,000 for 3 years at 8% per annum. So in this example you have to calculate simple interest and amount. You can calculate firstly simple interest, then calculate amount. So amount is equal to P plus SI, or you can calculate amount by using the formula for amount also. Pause this video for a minute and comment your answer in the chat box. Subscribe this channel for more videos on compound interest and how to calculate EMI. Answers of the question number 1. So simple interest is rupees 3,600 and amount is rupees 13,600. You can check your answer with this. Answer of question number 1. Simple interest is rupees 800. Answer of question number 3. Simple interest is rupees 1,200 and amount is rupees 6,200. You can cross check with your answers.